Hello, it's Uncle Ben. Don't have much for today, but I'm here at the UF Stadium, the swamp up the top here. I find that it's nice on a Saturday morning, kind of a slow morning, to get out and walk around. And this is one of the places I do it. There's not many people here, but it's kind of peaceful up here. Up above all of the other buildings, you can see out across campus. There's a better view out that way. If you go up underneath this, you can kind of see it under there. But I wanted to show you because this is a giant billboard. I'm up here against it. You can see the edge there. You can't even see the edge there. And then out that way. I think there was a time in which this was one of the largest in the world. But this is what's interesting. All of the pictures that you see on modern screens is made up of red, green, and blue pixels. And this is a really good demonstration of what that is. So from far away, I don't know if you can see, but the bleachers out there, those are individual rows of seats. They kind of blend into each other. And that is the same thing that happens with these. If you can look here, these are just individual little lights. We have a red, a green, and I believe these are supposed to be blue. All of them together, if you shine all of them together, it'll look white. And if you shine none of them, well, it's black. And so, from far away, like on that one over there, I'd bet $1 million that that is the same thing as this one. But it's far away, so you can't see the little lights on there. Unfortunately, it's not on right now. But if it was on, when they shine patterns of red, green, and blue, our brains interpret that as an image. Because, just want to get out of here so I can talk a little bit better. The reason why it works is because from far away, our brains and our eyes can't make out the individual lights. See, already, as I'm going far away, you can't see those individual lights. And if that screen was on, you would see a picture and not a series of little lights. That actually happens in real life as well, not just on a screen. The individual, most things like this shirt aren't, the fabric itself isn't blue. There are countless little blue molecules on this shirt. That is why this shirt and this patch are made of the same material. What changes is what's on it. So, that is why you can have this ginormous screen here, and you can start to see the scale of this thing and how small each one of those lights are in comparison. That up there is where I was standing. I'll try to get a little bit of a better view on it in just a moment. But that's one of the things that I think is really cool about life. And that people have figured that out is amazing. I wonder what that was like, the first person who figured out that you could draw little dots and then walk far away and get that to be an image. It's just really cool. So yeah. Also, you can tell here, these designs are not filled in. but you can clearly make out Florida there just by where there's not green. That paint hasn't been there in months, and you can still see it. So, yeah, that kind of shows how our brain is set up. We're set up to see patterns in things. We're set up to to close that loop. So, yeah, we're set up to see images in clouds because, especially faces in clouds. A face in the clouds. Anyway. But that's because if you're really good at recognizing faces, then if you see a face in a bush, you can see the bush for the face in it and can act accordingly. Whereas if you weren't able to see the face and you just see that bush, or you'd have to look for the face as a whole instead of individual features on it, then you're less likely to pick out things of interest. You're less likely to pick out that guy doing squats over there. Because I'm not looking for a person. I'm looking for where there's not steps, where there's not bleachers. I'm looking for motion. That person over there who's running, if they were standing still, they'd be a lot harder to see. Those flags there, if they're not moving, it's a lot harder to see. And so, realizing these and using them to your advantage can give you a real advantage in life. Just knowing and recognizing these patterns in life, I found, gives me a real perspective. And I'd like to impress that upon you all. So, Uncle Ben's life hacks for today. Take a gander at life. Sometimes just look at it. It's marvelous. The fact that we can create this big screen without having to, from little itty bitty dots that aren't really that little, to something where if you're standing far away, it's the same resolution as a phone. That is just mind-blowing and really cool. And stuff like that gives meaning to life, the exploration of these things, and also using them. You know, once you know that screen works the way it does, I'm going to have the exact same experience next year in football season. Sitting out here, that screen is going to look the exact same to me. But I will always know what lies behind. And so that same principle doesn't have to be applied one-to-one. If you have something where you need to make a big construction or big meaning, it doesn't have to be absolutely coherent. It just has to look right when looked at from far away. So, that's it for me for today. I'm sorry for introducing properly. Today is Saturday, I believe February 25th. It's about 2 p.m. Last night's pizza party went well. We ended up getting an extra pizza and not only made cheese and meatball with red sauce, but also someone brought some pesto, which is really neat. Two of the pizzas ended up being a little greasy for my liking, But I think I know how to change that for next time. But that'll be for next time. And until then, signing off. I've been Uncle Ben. I love you all. I'll see you next time.